Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie and thank you so much for checking out this video. If you are blessed with oily skin like me, then please keep watching for my touch-up tips for oily skin. I am in need of a touch-up right now. I've been wearing this makeup for about maybe 5.5 hours. So that's a really long time to be wearing my makeup without any touch-ups. So I'm gonna start my touch-ups now. Tip number 1, blotting sheets. As I said in my oily skin series, my choice of blotting sheets are the Clean and Clear Oil Control. My absolute favorite. This is gonna help absorb your excess oil. I know you wanna go in with foundation first, but don't. Trust me, if you go in with foundation first onto your oily skin, it's just gonna look cakey, it's gonna start to separate, and it's not gonna look natural. So go in with the blotting sheets first. It's important to get those layers of oil off before you start packing anything else on. Tip number 2, foundation and or concealer touch-ups. For this tip, use very little foundation or concealer if you'd like to touch up any blemishes, redness, or any imperfections, but go very, very lightly. For this kind of a touch-up, if you use a lot of foundation or a lot of concealer, your foundation will start to look kind of patchy because now it's not going to be as even as the makeup that you had put on originally in the morning. So whenever you do have that separation or when your foundation starts to rub off, as it does, you want to go in light layers because the lighter you go, the more you can pack on as needed, but the more that you pack on, the harder it is to take off. Tip number 3, remove your lipstick completely. You want to work with a clean slate. So the reason for this tip, because throughout the day you are eating, you're drinking, your lipstick is wearing off, and it normally gets worn off like around the entrance of your mouth area. And so as you guys notice, you have like your lip liner still on or just around the edges. There is more lipstick than on the inner part of your lips. You don't want to just keep applying because it will start to look uneven. It might even start to flake off, like if you're wearing matte lipstick or anything like that. So you want to remove everything. And if needed, do reapply foundation around the mouth just to kind of clean everything up. Even though we wear lip liner, sometimes it bleeds, sometimes it smudges. So just clean up around the mouth a little bit if needed with very little foundation. All right, perfect. It looks just as good as it did whenever I applied it fresh in the morning. Tip number 4, translucent absorbing oil powder. My choice for the translucent oil absorbing powder is Neutrogena Shine Powder Control. This is gonna help pick up that excess oil, the oil that the blotting sheets didn't pick up. This is gonna help mattify your foundation for a longer wear. The beauty of this is it does not disturb your makeup. So when applying this, I recommend using a brush and just pick up some of that powder on the brush and lightly tap it onto the skin. And then if you want to buff it out, you gently buff it out. Just use gentle motions. So this can, if you are packing it on and you're going in with a heavy hand, it can disturb you can disturb your makeup by moving it around. Gentle motions. Gentle. Gentle. Tip number 5, resetting eyeshadow. If you're anything like me with my super oily skin, you know that you have some really, really oily eyelids. So what I recommend doing is getting your blotting sheets and just lightly press the blotting sheets on top of your eyelids. And the blotting sheets is not going to mess up your eyeshadow. It's not going to move anything. Just gently pat like you would normally do. And then I would go in with your brush that you used for your eyeshadow just to kind of buff everything, move it around back in place, because with our oily skin, you know you're getting that creasing. So just buff it out to put it back in place. If you are out and about, just make sure you throw in an eye brush in your makeup bag so that way you can do this last tip. If you don't have a brush, I would recommend getting like a travel size one. If you don't have anything, I would just recommend using your fingers. Start pushing all that powder back in place. Using your finger will be just fine. But first, wash your hands. And we all know why. Also, if you happen to be carrying around your eyeshadow palette, add more eyeshadow if needed. I hope you guys liked this video, and please remember to subscribe if you would like to hear more of my oily skin content, because I do have more coming your way. So leave a like if you learned something new, and comment below if I missed something for oily skin, and maybe I can do a part 2 of this video. Thank you guys so much. Bye.